Well, hello there, my darlings, and welcome back to another little episode of Warframes. And today, as you can see, we're having a little look at the Void Armageddon mission on the Zariman. And if you are finding any of these videos helpful, useful, entertaining, and you just love hanging around with my dulcet tones, please consider dropping a like, a sub, and or a comment. Any of those, I'll be very grateful to you. You're very much helping my channel grow, and it is an awesome thing to witness. So, in the meantime, shall we get into it? And if you haven't got to the Zariman yet and you happen to be watching this, you need to have completed the War Within quest, and you also need to have completed the Angels of Zariman quest. You know, work towards those and you'll unlock it. The Zariman, that is. And once you have unlocked it, you'll find it to the left of your navigation, just above the void, and you can see you have the chrysalis there. You can go and hang out there like a city hub, and you can navigate to the missions from there. You can do bounties, or you can do it from your navigation here. And if one happens to be, I don't know, a void relic mission, you can choose that too. Just so many options, so you know, choose what you will. So instead of triggering the mission from my navigation, I thought I'd head to the Zariman just to show you that you can get here and then fast travel to wherever you want to go. You can go to the navigation, or you can go to Quinn. Quinn is the guy who offers you bounties and increasing your standing. And the bounties are important because obviously you can do the Void Armageddon via a bounty. It might change level, and obviously on Seal Path it'll be higher. But as you can see, you get certain rewards from it, one of them being parts for the Jaya Warframe, and she is pretty damn awesome. And just to make you aware, most of the bounties, in fact all of them, have some kind of prerequisite that you have to do, not just the mission itself. I don't know, it might be taking an accolade to militia, it might be, I don't know, keeping a bar underneath 70%, I don't know what it'll be, but you'll have to achieve it to complete the bounty. And if you do choose to trigger the bounty, don't worry, you don't have to then hoof it to the navigation, which you used to have to do. They now have a golden ball of transportation that pops up to the right of Quinn. You just jump through it and it'll transport you straight to the navigation elevator. And that's where you can start your mission. However, you can just start the mission from there too without triggering a bounty. And a brief word on amps. I've mentioned them in my other Void mission type videos because the amps are really important for Zariman missions. I use the Clamora Prism build, the 777. I'll do a separate amp video if you don't know what that means. Or you could use the Lega Prism, which is the 6th prism that you'll unlock with Little Duck over there. And they are widely used because of their sort of wide and long beams. They're very good at taking down the Void Angels, among other things in there, like the Thrax Centurions, and also the School of Focus. I think Magi is one of the favoured ones to boost up your amp abilities a little bit more. Not sure about the Arcane, still need to play around with those, but we can, like I said, do a separate video on those. But there you go, a little mention on amps. So enter the mission and Cavallero starts to tell you what to do.
Corpus attack inbound. The targeting reliquary, the Angels will take notice. Build armaments, safeguard the exodampers, and keep the drive stable.
So pay attention to the sciencey bit. I jest. We've basically got to defend this feisty old finger, the reliquary, they're calling it, or reliquary as I like to call it. So you head to it and then it'll trigger an exotamper. And this exotamper, it's basically like a mobile defense. You have to defend 3 of these, and there's only 2, which confused the hell out of me for so long. A and B, but sometimes it'll go AAB, ABA, ABB. You know, it's just randomized. And as you saw, that was an armament, and you will have an opportunity, as I'm going to show you here, to pick up some Argozene. Now, this Argozene basically powers up these various armaments. There are 4 different armaments to power up. You have a corrosive, magnetic, cold, and punch damage one for different types of enemies. And when I was in squads, I noticed not many people were popping them, but I should imagine they come in very useful as you stay in and the enemies start swarming and getting tougher. And if your exodamper goes down, the health diminishes. The enemies will start to swarm the reliquary, the ancient relic, and you might not be there. You might have to hoof it across the map to go and defend it. So you might want your armaments set up around the reliquary, maybe, just to defend that in case it all goes terribly wrong here. And those exodampers have a 2-minute duration. And once you have defended 3 points, so AAB, ABA, whichever, a Ravenous Void Angel will appear. So the Ravenous Void Angel is almost identical in every way to a Void Angel. If no players are near it, it will teleport to you or to the relic. You know, the reliquary that we're here to protect. And if it gets close enough, it will start relic desiccation, which basically the Void Angel starts to feed on your giant Fausty finger, okay? And you need to get there in 30 seconds, otherwise it's mission failure. As you can see on the screen, we've got Provoke Assault. So basically the A point is our second round. And to speed up the timer in between the waves, you can literally just press that Provoke Assault and it'll bring on the next wave of enemies. However, if you want to go and get your Argozene ready to build some more armaments and you want a moment, then don't provoke the assault, okay? Just wait, be patient. And obviously being in a squad does help, and you got to think defensively. So I've brought Vauban. He's kind of a good defensive Warframe, but you could bring somebody like Frost with his snow globe and his slowing the enemies down icy antics. You could bring Limbo with his Cataclysm, I believe it's called, ability, or you could bring Gara with a fourth ability, the Mass Vitrify. It's basically a wall of glass that stops enemies getting close to a point. Very useful. And of course you could just put that up around the relic and then sort of run off and defend these various exit dampers in the meantime. If you were solo, you could do that. That's an idea. And once you've done the 3 points, you've defended them successfully, a Ravenous Void Angel will appear. The map will tell you where it's appeared, so it's manifested. We got to go and find it. It's Ravenous one, okay? So it's ever so slightly different to a normal Void Angel you get in other Zariman missions. I think you only have to go into its ethereal form to take it down once, whereas with the other Void Angels, I think it's like 2 or 3 times. Anyway, the Void Angels actually have 2 health bars. I always find their health bars a little weird and odd. All I know is that you have to take its sort of physical form down first. And here is the Ravenous Void Angel having a complete Ravenous meltdown. I took it down here with my Latum. It wasn't even incarnate. As you can see, that yellow bar went down real quick. And then we have to jump through the golden orb and it'll strip us of our Warframe if we're in it. And as you can see, we've got this blue bar that's going down that we really need to have to deplete. But in the meantime, right at the bottom there is a green gauge that's growing. This is the Void Angel trying to recover its health. We don't want it to fully recover. So to try and fast track it, in between this fight, as you can see, these golden orbs have appeared. They're kind of like Gyre spheres. This is where you get Gyre from. And if you slingshot through them, as you can see, you've got this golden shield when you land, and it just speeds up that tiny mid-fight kind of dance. I don't know what that's all about. This shield is supposed to protect you from the Void Angel onslaught that will happen. I don't think I was fully in it. Because I got kicked out. I died within. So as you can see, it's kind of like pinged from one to another, and I'm immediately trying to take it down. There you go, it's depleted-ish. Very close. But that green bar, it's just under halfway full. If that had filled all the way up, we'd be back to the beginning, essentially, of this fight. And this is only 1 round we have to complete. Now we're back in its physical form. We just have to deplete that second top health bar, that yellow one at the top there. And it's gone. In a normal Void Angel, I think you have to do that 2 or 3 times. We'll go with that in a separate one. As you can see, it's dropped a Void Plume Quill. That's the other difference. Other Void Angels drop a Void Plume Pinion. And there you go. That's kind of a Void Armageddon in a nutshell. It can get quite difficult the longer you stay. And I just have to make a couple of points about the difference between bounties and just going to the navigation and doing this mission. So I was in a mission after this one. I went and did it with some squads. And I think we didn't go to the bounty. I believe we went through just the navigation, the elevator navigation. And the guy that we were in with got so damn mad with us because, unbeknownst to me, and I only found this out by researching for this video, when you extract from this mission, regardless whether you're doing the bounty or this normal sort of navigation entered one, if more than one of you extracts and you trigger that extraction, it pulls everyone out of the mission. I don't know why. I actually went on and researched it on Wiki, and it's true, it happens. And a lot of people get really angry because they want to stay in and they can't. Now, I'm going to tell you, and this is vitally important, if you're in the normal mission and you see in the chat someone tells you to self-extract, you can go to the navigation, go to the console, and it will give you an option. As long as the green thingy is highlighted here for extraction, it will give you an option to not abort mission but to extract from mission. And I never knew this until this moment. There you go, there's the option. And you can extract without the other people. You can leave them behind. This guy was effing and blinding in the chat. I think he thought we were doing it on purpose. I genuinely didn't know this. I went and asked the QA in game and I got a ton of sarcastic responses. How do I self-extract? One of the answers was, what can I tell you? Definitely don't go to extraction. But as I always say, you're not born knowing it, but now you are, because Coffee Barbarian has educated you to be a kind, considerate player to your fellow gamers. or just be spiteful and take them with you, especially if they start swearing. It's okay, I'm over it. I want to murder some stuff. Now, I haven't mentioned what weapons to bring to these missions in any of the Void missions because the enemies vary. I don't know if you noticed, but when we first clicked on the Aura Works at the beginning of this video, it said Corpus occupying. And now, if you look around, we are surrounded by Rainier. So it does vary here at the Zariman, so my advice is just learn your weapons. I don't always mod my weapons specifically for certain types of enemy, but I know it would probably make my life easier, so much easier. However, now I've got my hands on the Latum. When incarnate, it literally kills everything, okay? And guess where I got the Latum from, guys? That's right, Cavallero here at the Zariman. And it is mastery locked, I can't remember which MR, so it is worth ranking up your mastery and getting your hands on the incarnate weapons. I know the newer players are getting their hands on incarnate weapons on Duviri, which is awesome. I have not done that. Don't tell anyone. Okay, tell everyone I hate the Duviri. What am I going to do? Do I not need the incarnate Torrid or something? How am I going to get that if I hate the Duviri? Anyway, moving on from my woes, I've got all I need, my darlings. So if you ever need help, please come and find me on my Discord. The link is in my channel and you are more than welcome to come and join in. Also have a clan, the Crystal Vipers. You're more than welcome to come and join that for a bit if you want some company. You know, sometimes we're busy, but most of the time we're gaming and grinding. Not just Warframe, obviously, all sorts of other games. So my darlings, if you found this useful, again, please drop a like, sub or comment. All of your interactions on any of my videos really helps motivate me to keep going. And I really do enjoy doing this. So my darlings, thank you for joining. I want to say see you again in the next one, no matter what it may be. But in the meantime, you take care now and goodbye.